Well, 2013, spring, finally. Here's our garlic. We have 4 varieties, maybe 5. And there's one that's not doing so good in this climate. It's trying, but it's just not. That's why we tried more than one kind for our area, because we wanted to find one that was the best. So the extra hardy German. Let me tell you what the rest are. 1 minute. Belarus. Wisconsin grown garlic. WeGrowGarlic.com. That's where we got most of these varieties. I think we bought from a couple different companies. Let's see if I can find out what the next one is called. Okay, the variety that's doing not so hot in our neck of the woods is called Bavarian. Compared to Belarus and German extra hardy. This one here is Bavarian purple. So we have 3 rows of 64 feet of garlic, which isn't a lot by our standards. Until we know what works for us, we're not tripling until we know what's up. Okay. Hayfield. Good news and bad news. The bad news is what you see is wild mustard. And why it happens is it's in the seed, but it only happens this bad, and you can probably see it up on the hill also. Let's zoom you in, see all the way over there. It's because of the drought last year. Because of the drought, those wild mustard seeds within the alfalfa popped. Sad day, but the alfalfa is doing very well for its. This would be its second real year, because we had to reseed. Because of the drought, we had to reseed, and it was. Alfalfa will compete. So if we had waited to plant a second planting this spring, the alfalfa that was in the ground would have been competing with the new seed, and it would have killed it. So they go to battle over their ground. So we had to reseed in the fall, otherwise the spring would not have taken, because the last year's hay would have beat it up. The alfalfa they'd have fought about it. So the good news is the alfalfa fields the hay fields are great, except for the mustard. So once we make the first cutting, that will help a lot. And if we have good rain this year, then we'll be able to catch it before it gets too high, before the alfalfa gets too high next year, so we can cut the wild mustard while the alfalfa is still short. And there are some fields that are better than this, meaning the alfalfa and the clover are up thicker. So, sad day, but a good day. Well, since we're keeping with the theme of this is a good news video, because of the spring rains, the pond that we had to water from last year and all the fields that we pumped out of, that was at least 2 feet below its normal because of the drought, is back. The pond is back. Pretty sure that there were 6 goslings out here also. I'm not sure where the parents made their nest, but I'm not going to go looking for it and get bit. So, good news video is water is up so far. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow and Monday. Okay, we're in the south garden field and the deep south, which is way down there by the wild mustard again. We kept this clover in because it is a green manure, and we can till it in, we can cut it, we can do whatever we want before we plant. But I wanted you to notice that in the clover, the wild mustard is not nearly as bad as it is way beyond in the hayfield. So obviously that mustard seed was in the alfalfa mix, not in the clover, because this is just plain clover. And I didn't say over in the other field because you kind of really can't tell, but I'll go back and get a picture of the baby buckwheat that came up from last year. Wherever the buckwheat was planted, wherever we did, we just threw it, and we hand threw it and then ran a harrow or a rake through it. The yellow mustard is not nearly as incredible as it is in the hayfield. That buckwheat is such cool stuff. I just can't say enough good stuff about it, and neither can Cheryl. So I'll go back over and show you what it looks like as next generation seed from last year. Okay, I got distracted. We planted sage, because we do perennials and annuals, along our rows last year, and most of them came back. I think the deer got a little hungry. I thought they would not eat sage, but they must have been really hungry. So they're going to come back. And they'll be bigger than last year. That's usually how it is. The sage you usually can't kill. It's been my experience that you can't kill it, but they're back. They'll be strong. Okay, this guy's going to be kind of hard to see. I don't even think I've got him. There he is. This is what a baby buckwheat looks like. Now, we've recently tilled this field. Oh, look, there's another one. We've recently tilled this field, and even though we've tilled it, oh, there's another. And this one's a little better to see, and I'll show you the, I can't find it. There it is. Okay, see how they have a red stem? The leaves are round. I'll find a bigger one. Well, sorry I have to show you a weedy field, but most of it really isn't weeds. It is the buckwheat. Oops, wrong way. That round stuff, the third leaf is pointy. That is buckwheat. The yellow stuff is wild mustard, and with our onions, and we're waiting for rain. A lot of buckwheat, second generation. So buckwheat goes to seed, and we cut it, and whatever seeds fell came back. That is stunning. We'll love that stuff. All right. Sorry. This is our second year of valerian. Valerian is a root. Well, you use the root. It's an herb. You use the root. It's a medicinal supplement, whatever you want to call it. It's a medicinal herb. It's used as a sleep aid, a relaxant. I think it's listed as an antidepressant. Well, that's one. We had 9 plants left at the end of the year, and we ended up with 8. So we only lost 1. This was our trial patch. Nobody wants to plant 100 feet of something and lose it all. So we know we can grow it. We have some red stuck and some green. And get a look at those funky looking leaves. It's pretty neat stuff. So I think we may dig up a root this year and see how big it is, to see how fast it grows. There's the rest of it. One more good thing to show you. Alright, guess what that is? I bet you know. Well, it's potatoes. And this field, weedy as it is, remember, this used to be prairie, so getting weeds out is not going to be an easy task, is all potatoes. We planted Yukon Gold, Kennebec, Superior, Austrian Crescent, dark red, not Pontiac, Norland dark red, and Norland red. I think that's all of them. So if it doesn't rain this weekend, which it's pretty sure it will, then we'll have to water out here. And once they're up, we'll hill and lay straw on all of them. There's a few more spots. I really can't zoom in. You won't be able to see them, but they're starting to come up, and that's pretty exciting. Another good thing. Thanks for watching.